Hello everybody and welcome to the United Stand. Hope you're very well. It is Saturday night, so that means it's Saturday Night Live Q&A. We'll be taking your questions as well, but as usual, let's get you up to date with the latest Manchester United transfer news. And I think in general consensus, we would all say it's very quiet at the moment. Nobody knows what's going on. And there's a Sunday morning tomorrow. I can guarantee probably Ronaldo's definitely joining with Mbappe and Aubameyang and Gareth Bale. There'll be some big thing tomorrow, and I would imagine the Sunday papers will go around Ronaldo to Manchester United. But the reality is, as I said before, and as the thumbnail says, Manchester United transfer shut down because nobody's got a clue what United are doing. Yes, we're in for Perisic. Yes, we're in for Morata, but everything else is just pure speculation. And the summer brings out that in people. We've been doing this for 3 summers in a row now. We react to transfer news as fans and we discuss it together. That's what we do on the United Stand. We don't really come out with this is going to happen, this is going to happen. Did about Lindelof a couple of weeks ago, did about a few last summer, but at the moment I can't tell you anything that we're being told that is worth hanging your hat on. That's just the way it is. What I can tell you though, Kylian Mbappe has decided to leave Monaco, which is I think there's only 2 or 3 clubs he can go to. Ronaldo, as we already know, has said that he wants to leave Real Madrid. And Aubameyang wants to leave Borussia Dortmund. So you've got 3 players there, of which I think if we hit September the 1st, I don't know what you lot think, I think if we hit September the 1st and we haven't acquired one of those 3 players, presuming they all move, I mean, if Mbappe stays at Monaco, Aubameyang stays at Dortmund, and Ronaldo stays at Real Madrid, you can't criticise Manchester United. But if all 3 of those players move and none of them go to Manchester United, then I think we've got to look at our transfer strategy this summer and think there's 3 players there that would improve us and take us to the next level, and we're messing around with Morata and Perisic, who I've got no problem with. I actually think they're good players. I'm not one of the people who don't think we should sign them, but I think when the quality of those 3, Mbappe, Ronaldo and Aubameyang, if they are available, then that's the sort of quality Manchester United should be looking at. Mbappe will leave Monaco. I fully expect that to happen. I think it will break the world transfer record. I think that in itself is probably something for another show because I want to focus on Manchester United, but he's had one good season. I'll tell you now, he's a very good player. I don't buy into what people are saying about it's one good season. And I do agree that he's probably not worth over £100 million, but I've seen enough of him to know that he's going to be one of the world's best players, and it takes what it takes to get a player like that, doesn't it? It wouldn't bother me if Manchester United won the race and got him for 120 million, because I'd be there jumping around saying winter is coming to Real Madrid again, because we'd have got one up on them. Real Madrid wants him. We know that Mourinho likes him. I would expect he will probably go to Real Madrid, but our hat's in the ring. Let's see what happens with that. I think Ronaldo has been discussed so much over the last 24 hours, but if he leaves Real Madrid, we should be at the front of the queue. The fee I've heard today is £131 million, which I think is a reasonable price, and I'd happily pay, as I said last night, I would happily pay £150 million for Ronaldo. You'll get 3, probably 4 years out of him, and he will score 40 goals every season, and we will win the Premier League at least 3 times out of the 4 years that we've got him. And he'll make it all back in revenue and focus, and he's a fantastic player. So I would pay 131 million. I think it's a bargain. And as bad, that sounds absolutely ridiculous, but I would. Aubameyang, look, if he's available, which he is, and he's not going to Real Madrid, which is the club he always said he wanted to go to, then why are we not in for him? Why are we not in for him? He's perfect, number 9. He's tall, he's quick, he runs the line, runs the channels very well. He's good at finishing off both feet. It'd be perfect for Manchester United, and I think he'd fit the Premier League like a glove, whoever got hold of him. Somebody just said there that we're in for Lukaku. Man, I think that's worse than Morata. I really do. I think at least Morata's proved himself in the top level of European football against decent opposition. I think Lukaku, there's a massive question mark against him. I watched him in a Belgium game the other week, and his first touch was diabolical. In fact, somebody did a compilation of that game, and it wasn't even his feet, it was his heading as well. He has got the first touch of a brick wall. It is absolutely unbelievable. And people were saying that Conte's thinking about leaving to go to Italy. He's not. He's just chasing Lukaku's first touch. It's in Italy at the moment. A bad joke, but you know what I mean. I don't want him at Manchester United. I don't think he's anywhere near good enough. But that's where we're at. I mean, as I say, Mbappe, Ronaldo, Aubameyang latest. The latest is that they all want to leave their club. And Manchester United should be in for all three. And if we get one, fandabidozi. If we don't, then I think it's a failure. I don't think we can come out of this summer transfer window with Perisic, Lindelof, Morata and Eric Dyer, and on September the 1st go, we've had a good summer. If you look around what's happened this summer, Bernardo Silva, Verratti, Ronaldo maybe, Aubameyang, Mbappe, if those 5 players just off the top of my head have moved and we haven't got one of those, that's not good enough really. You do go into certain transfer windows and you can want a Bale, you can want a Neymar, a Pogba, whatever, but they're not moving. They're at clubs they're not going to move. Griezmann, we wanted to get him, he's not moving. But when big players do move and they don't come to Manchester United and they would improve us, and we did finish 6th and we deserve to finish 6th, then we must. It wouldn't be good enough. It wouldn't be good enough. And like I say, I like Morata, I like Perisic, I like Lindelof. I think they're all very good signings, but it would be inexcusable to just sign that quality of player if the top players are moving, and we'll have to wait and see. But what I would say is, well, I don't want to take it down a level before I take your questions. I'm very excited about this transfer window. The reason it says on the thumbnail for the video, United transfer shutdown, is because I can categorically tell you, apart from Morata and Perisic, nobody has a bloody clue what we're doing. And I think that's quite exciting because, yes, come September the 1st, we might just sign Morata, Perisic, Lindelof and Eric Dyer, and then we can query it and have our issues about it then. But I tend to lean towards the fact that there will be a big signing or two. I mean, Ousmane Dembele keeps liking tweets, and I know that's laughable to say, oh, he's coming to United because of that, but he's playing the game now. It's not just liking Lindelof signing; he's liking tweets that say Dembele is getting United fans excited, and he's liking those tweets. So he's either winding us all up, or maybe there's something in it. But what a signing he would be! But that's what I mean. I think this transfer window is potentially very, very exciting. I just feel that United might be taking a different approach to this summer. I think Griezmann was going to be the deal, like Pogba was the deal, and now that's not happened. I don't think that you just go, oh, everything's okay, let's just focus on what we've got. I think there will be a contingency plan, and whatever you say about Ed Woodward, I think he's doing a very, very good job, and I could do a whole video on it. But he likes a big sign, and I'm sure that I think there will be one. I do, and I think the frustration at the moment is slightly unfair, and I think there's a lot of people peddling a lot of nonsense because they have to. I'm talking the media here. The media has to peddle stuff. I mean, ultimately, this has always been the case. If you're the Sun, the Mirror, or whoever, if you put an article about Manchester United and you put an article about Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, then the Manchester United article will get as many clicks as Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea combined, and that's factual. So Manchester United, for these tabloids, every day there's got to be something. And Manchester United very rarely feed stuff out. They very rarely feed stuff out to the media. So every day, we as fans, especially in the summer, will pick up nonsense. I mean, if you're on Twitter, I'll categorically tell you, most of the people saying we're signing people are fakers, probably sat in their middle class sort of suburban Middle England sort of house, doing their 40 grand a year job, Manchester United fan, and just having a bloody laugh on Twitter, winding people up that they're some sort of in the know. And they're not. There is nothing out there at the moment. But there we go. Orison has just made a contribution and said that's £2 for the baby's piggy bank. Thanks, pal. Yeah, we still haven't named him yet. I'll have to tell you when the name is. I was talking to Paul today, and he was saying, are you going to name him after a Manchester United legend? And we very nearly did George, but George is quite a common name now, and we decided against it. Bobby is still in the running, but I don't know whether... I don't know. And I do like Duncan, but that doesn't go with my surname. And so there's still a few around there. I've got one that's a bit left field, but I'll let you know. There's another super chat I missed, which I'll come back to. So we'll do it now, and then we'll start taking your questions, please. So get commenting and give us the questions that you want answering, because that's what Saturday night Q&A is about. And I've got you all up to date in relation to what's going on at the moment, and what I do really think, I don't know what you lot think, but I really do think that it's very early days in this summer in some ways, but actually it's we're well past the middle of the summer, because the we're on the US tour in less than 4 weeks, and I think once you're on the US tour, you come back and then you know, these are late signings. If you're not part of the United squad for the US tour, that's not the preparation that Mourinho wants. So effectively, we've got 4 weeks to make these signings. Craig McCullough Games says, I'm using that One Football app and seeing that Real Madrid have placed 174.5 million to let Ronaldo go. I don't know whether that's euros or pounds, but I'd still pay 175 million for Ronaldo. I know people are saying that's just ridiculous, Mark. You can't do that, but I would. William Coates says that Pogba and Martial could be aid the signing of Dembele. Oh no, that was from this morning, sorry. Okay, let's take some of your questions. Remember to drop a like on the video. This is Saturday Night Live and it is yours. And if you are new to the United Stand, the subscribe button is the bottom right hand corner. But it's over to the live comments tonight on the Saturday Night Live. I do normally do Snapchat because I'm at the mother-in-law's, as you can see. I'm back home tomorrow, so there we go. Lacazette is being referred to as a backup signing, says Arthur LA, but I feel he would be a first choice kind of signing. Would you prefer Lacazette or Morata at this point? Very good question, Arthur. I'm not a big fan of Lacazette. I think he's the French Jermaine Defoe. And if you want Jermaine Defoe at Manchester United, then I understand why you like Lacazette. I think he's a backup striker, like you say. If we got him and a really good number 9, I'd be happy to have Lacazette as a backup striker. I wouldn't trust him as a first choice striker. He can't get in the French team, and he's playing in a French pub league, and he didn't really set the world on fire in the Europa League, which is the second-rate Champions League, even though we won it. Susham says that he's bored of transfers. I have to disagree with you, mate. I really, all my life I've enjoyed transfers, right back to playing Championship Manager in the 90s. I like it. I you know, call me whatever you like. I like transfer stuff. We've always been very passionate about it on the United Stand, and it is my favourite time of the year. It is quite relentless. There's a lot of repetition, and we try to mix it up, and we try to just sort of, you know, openly speak honestly about it as fans. But you might hear the baby, actually. He's home now, crying. No, he was crying. I can hear him. Maybe I'm tuned to it. But yeah, I don't make any apologies. I do like the transfer stuff. And I'm just on that the verge of that. I think we'll do something good. Aubameyang, Royce and Ronaldo would be more attractive as opposed to Perisic, Morata and Ronaldo, says Mark Dunn. Oh, it'd be sensational, mate. Look, I'm not greedy. I mean, if you signed Aubameyang, Royce and Ronaldo, that is FIFA football, isn't it? If we got one of those, I'd be very happy. A lot's going to depend on who moves. As I said, if you've joined us a little bit late, what I would say is, if in September, when the transfer window is closed, we've signed Perisic and Morata and Lindelof and somebody like Eric Dyer, but during the summer, people like Aubameyang, Ronaldo, Mbappe, Royce, whoever have moved, then that's not a good enough summer for us, because we should be getting the good players if they're moving. Did you see Renato Sanchez assist today for Portugal under 21? Says Chicago City Punk. No, unfortunately I didn't. I was at the hospital. Mark, congratulations on the baby, future number 7, says Ronak. I'll be doing my best. Shusham says that Royce attracts the hospital only. Show the baby, says Mo HD. I can't at the moment. He will be on at some point, but I can't at the moment. The transfers have been boring. We need to sign world-class players or young potential players, not players that will give the same quality as a United player we already have. We need to get big signings, says a channel called Mama. And in James Rodriguez, is James Rodriguez still on the card, says Bowler FC. Who knows? I just don't think that's going to happen. I don't think Mourinho wants him. I do like him, but I do. Daniel says, haha, watching this sitting in the airport right now, never missing the United Stand. Hope you guys somewhere nice, Daniel. We've had a contribution from Danash Shastri. He says, can we sign both Ronaldo and Mbappe. What's happening with Fabinho? Is De Gea leaving? Do you think Perisic is worth 50 million? Will we sign another centre-back? Well, you made a contribution, Danish, and what a contribution that is, because you've asked 5 very good questions. Can we sign both Ronaldo and Mbappe? United can do anything, but I would say that would be a firm no, because it would be over 300 million for the two. What's happening with Fabinho? Apparently we're not in for him. I still hold out hope, but it's pretty much been fed from the club that they're not in for him. Is De Gea leaving? I've been saying De Gea's leaving all summer. I've been saying De Gea's leaving since probably March. I still think he will, but I'm hoping he won't. Do you think Perisic is worth £50 million? No, I don't think he's worth £40 million. And will we sign another centre-back? I don't know. I wouldn't expect we will, but I have heard rumours that we might. Actually, 18 million for Smalling, says Cameron Smith. Can't wait for the season to begin, says Josh Hendricks. I can wait, because I think we've got to get everything right on this transfer window. As I said before, I do like the transfer window, and I'm quite looking forward to seeing who's going to go and who's going to come in. And when we've done a few of those, then I'm ready for the season to start. At the moment, I'm not ready for the season to start, because I don't feel the team's anywhere near ready for the season to start. So I hope that makes sense. I am looking forward to the new season, but we're a long way from being the team we need to be. And do you think we'll go in for Griezmann next summer, says Rizzo? Get asked that a lot, Rizzo. I'd say 50-50. I think there's a chance. I think the fact that his apparently his buyout clause has stayed the same means there's a good chance. Morata deal frozen by Madrid, says Lewis Toms. Well, I did say that this morning, didn't I? Why would Madrid let Morata go when they're fighting issues with Ronaldo? But I think Manchester United still want to sign him. But Real Madrid, if there is any truth in Ronaldo leaving, then they'd be stupid to start selling other players, wouldn't they? I'm not saying that they'd want to use Morata as a real replacement for Ronaldo, but I think they might say, well, why would we do any business with anybody? Jeffrey Devara has said, congratulations on the new baby. Here's some diaper money. Thanks, pal. I won't... the money the United stand doesn't go for things like me or anything like that. But thanks for the contribution anyway. Ronaldo came back home, says United fan. Ritwick says we should get Dembele, Ronaldo, Eric Dyer, Renato Sanchez, and Aubameyang or Morata. What a sum of that would be. AJ Nell says, Mark, your prediction on the McGregor v Mayweather fight. Look, I like boxing. I don't like MMA or whatever it is, or MMR. I think Mayweather will knock him out. I do. I think he'll knock him out very easily. I don't think he'll knock him out in the first round or anything like that. But in boxing rules, Mayweather will knock him out. If it was MMA or whatever they're fighting, or Ludo or Connect 4, then maybe the other lad will win. Jonathan Gorbett's made a contribution. He says, do you think we need to sign a fast striker as well as Morata to add pace to the front two? If we play two up front, as Morata isn't the fastest striker. Morata is quicker than a lot of people think. As I always say with Morata, he's 8 out of 10 at many things, and I'd say, he's not blisteringly fast, but he's not slow. He's certainly quicker than Zlatan, and that's got to be a step. That's got to be an improvement. Tarsif Udan says, do you still think Ronaldo will be staying at Real Madrid? Yes, I do. And also, what is the latest news on that story? The latest news on Ronaldo is that he has said that irreversibly he's going to leave to Real Madrid. And then you just sit back and watch what happens. And obviously people start linking him to Manchester United, and then Real Madrid move heaven and earth to keep him, and he stays at Real Madrid. And I love Ronaldo, but I do get a little bit frustrated why he treats United fans like this. He allows us to get our hopes up, and I haven't got my hopes up this time, but he allows United fans who have always been very loyal to him to get their hopes up so that he can use United to get a better deal out of Real Madrid, who have constantly booed him. It does frustrate me a little bit, but that's football. It's all about the money. Adam Shees Smith has made a contribution. Mark, aside from our main midfield targets, who would you want for backup? I'd take Marquisio. He didn't start the Champions League final. Yeah, he's a good shout, Adam. I want us to sign 2 midfielders. I want us to sign a centre defensive midfielder, and I'd be happy with Ross Barkley or Renato Sanchez as another midfielder. They'd be one of those two would do me fine. XCOT27HT says, I hate these rubbish rumours from stupid things. I only believe transfers when the player holds up the shirt. Well, I understand that, Scott, but I find that quite boring. If you wait for somebody to hold up a shirt, it's boring, you know. But, you know, each to their own. Evil Duck says, like the video and subscribe, please. I'm suffering a bit with hay fever today. Sorry if I'm speaking a bit nasal. Dan Carmel says, wouldn't you say that if we overpay for players consistently in the next few years, we will be in a continuous state of pushovers in transfers? Dan from Israel. Look, the transfer market this summer, I did predict it, is overpriced. And the reason it's overpriced is because AC Milan and Inter Milan have got new money. Real Madrid and Barcelona have obviously got money. We've got money. Bayern Munich have got money. Manchester City have got money. Chelsea have got money. PSG have got money. Liverpool and Arsenal have got money, and that's without mentioning, you know, some of the other clubs. But that's a lot of clubs who've got big money and want to make big signings, and there isn't 20 world-class players out there, so it's premium, isn't it? It's what you can get with what you've got, and that pushes prices up. Like Lukaku, a few people want Lukaku. His price rockets, and he's got a long enough left on his contract that Everton can rocket that price. However, in the case of somebody like Alexis Sanchez or Donnarumma, they've got 1 year left on their contract, and the price for those players will be reasonable because of that. Mefrus says Ed Woodward is very slow at buying players. As I said on this morning show, I actually have a good opinion of Ed Woodward now. I know in the past I've sort of had a go at him and I've fallen into that trap of being frustrated, but my interpretation of this summer is that it is taking so long because we could have signed Morata and Perisic now and paid over the odds to Inter and Real Madrid. And my interpretation is that Woodward is refusing to do that and he's trying to get it at the right price, like Lindelof was done at the right price. And if you want to look back at the history with Woodward, I think his first season, that was Moyes' fault because Moyes dallies on every signing. We could have got Thiago Alcantara, but Moyes was unsure and he went to Bayern Munich. And he spent all summer going for Fabregas, which I think was never going to happen. We ended up with Fellaini, didn't we? Then the next 2 years under Van Gaal, Woodward got Van Gaal the players. They just flopped. And then last summer with Mourinho, 4 good signings, and it's worked. So I think Woodward's doing a good job, to be honest. How much would Roy Keane in his prime be worth in today's market, says Max Hillary. I don't know what he'd be worth, Max, but I'd pay 150 million for him. I think he's, you know, if you could get Roy Keane at 25, I'd pay 150 million for him. And Kit Sharma's made a contribution. Shouldn't Woodward be sacked if he doesn't deliver? For the reasons I've just said there, Ankit, I don't think he's doing a bad job. I think he's actually trying to get a decent signing, but I think people are getting a little bit impatient about it. But we are Manchester United, and people always overcharge us. William Evans has made a contribution. He said, would love Ronaldo back, but I still think he's happy playing at Real Madrid. Big club, big money. Think the problem is the allegations and not Real Madrid. I think you've hit the nail on the head, William, there. And I think the thing about Ronaldo is that none of us believe he's coming back, but secretly inside we wish he is. And I am. You know, I've got to be honest. I'm live talking to you all now. That's the truth. I don't think he's coming back, but inside this bit of me going, oh, I'd love it if he did. You can't help that because it's romance, isn't it? Is Ronaldo saying he wants to leave Real been confirmed, Querta? Yeah, he's definitely said it. I just don't believe it will happen. Ryan Lawrence, Eric says Eric Dyer is awful. As I tweeted earlier, there was some story that Mourinho sees Eric Dyer as the perfect replacement for Michael Carrick. Well, if Eric Dyer is the perfect replacement for Michael Carrick, then Barcelona better get onto Fellaini very quick with Iniesta retiring, because that's how far off Eric Dyer is to Michael Carrick. It's like saying Fellaini's a replacement for Iniesta. It's ridiculous. I've heard that Conte has been given 200 million and their first signing will be announced in July, says Dusk never gets buttered. I think the next 2 weeks, and thanks everybody who's saying congratulations for the kid, it's really nice. Fancy Kid says, is Martial leaving? He deleted Instagram posts. I think that would be... I'll tell you what. I've sort of... The worst transfer summer for me would be Perisic, Morata, Lindelof, Eric Dyer, and sell Martial. That would just be horrific. I don't want Martial to go. Thoughts on Verratti? Seems like the perfect ball-playing replacement. Well, Verratti would be very good, but... I don't think it will happen. Jordan Thompson, do you think United could ever sign Messi? I think United could do anything they want to do, or let me word it better, anything is possible with Manchester United. Do I think we'll sign Messi? Probably not, but I would never say never with Manchester United. I think they can do anything. And what do you think of Timo Werner from Leipzig? A good backup striker. He's done very well this season. I don't think we'll sign him. I think if we wanted a backup striker, I think I'd go for Javier Hernandez, because you get him for less than £15 million and you just know he would score goals, and he knows Manchester United, so it would be perfect. Tej Naik says we should go for Saul Niguez. Well, Saul Niguez is a very good player, but he plays for Atletico Madrid, so that's not going to happen. Rooney leaving, says Jordan Curley. I mean, that's on the back burner as well, isn't it? When's Rooney leaving? Is he going to leave? That reminds me. Very good point from Jordan, actually. I think we're approaching a very interesting couple of weeks now with Manchester United. Mourinho likes to get his business done early. We've signed one player. More or less a week and a half into July, we're off on the US tour. Mourinho will be away. So I feel that we've got 3.5 weeks to sign the players that we want to sign. This next 2 weeks is really important. What I would say about Ronaldo is that I don't think he's going to sign, but he's playing in this CONCACAF tournament anyway for Portugal, so he's out of the equation for 2 weeks. What I don't want to happen with United is signings to be rolling over into August and the season started and that. You want to get... United have got to go from 6th to title challengers next season. And to do that, he needs to have the players he wants part of the squad for that US tour. Because yes, it's a bit of a money-making exercise, but what it actually is, it's players training together a month before the season starts, getting to know each other. And that is imperative with new signings. And if you actually think about it, even though Mourinho didn't start in his position until July the 1st last season, he still had Zlatan and Mkhitaryan done by the 10th of July. So there's no World Cup this year. I mean, there's no major tournament this year. So we've got to move on it. United are not going to sign anyone from Real Madrid this summer, says Ahmed. They were going to mess us about like they always do. And congratulations on your baby. Well, I do think we'll get Morata. I do think we will get Morata. If we need to win the league, we need a marquee signing, says Ruwu Sewell. And K Mighty says, I would love Icardi to be our number 9. And also congratulations on the baby. Loads of people saying that. Thank you, Kai Mighty. Look, I would love to sign Icardi. I've made no secret of the fact that I like him. But we're just not linked to him. We're just not linked to him at all. And... the only business I think we'll do with Inter Milan is Perisic. Interesting comment there from... It's whizzed by... Oh no, Musa T says, don't buy anyone. Let's go with the academy boys. In theory, it's a great idea, Musa. In reality, we haven't got the players good enough to do it. You've got Rashford, Fosu Manza, Twansibi, Andreas Pereira, potentially good enough at the moment. And then that's it. Until Gomez and Chong are ready, and they're not ready yet. So, Jonathan Gorbat's made a contribution. He says Hung, Ming Son, and Keita instead of Perisic and Dyer. There's a lot, there are a lot of United fans out there who in relation to Perisic and Dyer, are not happy with it at all. I mean, I'm not happy with Eric Dyer. If we sign him, like I said, I'll back it, but I'm not happy that it's the right signing at all. iPhone says Dybala. Any hopes on that? Why not? I'm not saying it's going to happen, but why not? Jake Holden says, how's the baby? Getting back into the routine of dealing with crying babies and no sleep is going to be a reality, unfortunately. But people said, when are you coming back from the United stand? Like, I'm going to be off. I mean, there's just no, may as well not bother for the next 18 years. I've got 2 kids, and you know, they're the best thing in the world. But you can't. I may as well stop altogether, like I say, which I'm not going to do. So we'll carry on doing what we're doing, and you know, I might need a little bit of leeway here and there. It might not always be a 8:30 show, but we'll aim for that. But I think it'll be fine. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Mark, do you think we will get a Galactico signing? If so, who? I have a feeling it will be Bale, Sammy Montour. I'm really grateful for that question, Sammy, because I'm more than happy to, you know, put out publicly. Do I think we'll get a marquee signing? Yes. Who do I think it will be? In light of the fact no one's got a bloody clue who we're going to sign, so I'm totally taking a shot in the dark here. It's not because I've been told anything or anything like that. I would say if we're going to make a marquee signing, I still think Mbappe. And that is based on a little bit of information from Dimarzio, which is probably about a month old now, but he said it 2 or 3 times, so you can take it as read that United want Mbappe. So I would say Mbappe. Bale is somebody else we've heard things about. So I'd go Mbappe, Bale, or at the moment I'd put my top 3 would be Mbappe, Bale, Ousmane Dembele, and there's no reason to think that, but I just got a funny feeling, and to be honest, I'd be happy with any of those 3. I don't know what you think, so let's see if I'm right on that, but probably not. Josh Hendricks, very good point. United need to be clinical next season. United need to sign somebody who will put the ball in the back of the net, and you know, I do like Morata, but he's not guaranteed to come in and score 40 goals. I think if you've got Aubameyang, he is. But I'll back Mourinho. Morata's a good player. It's bloody hot, you know. I came up with a cold one, and it is warm beer. United in the Stands chance says, Mark, if Mbappe is worth over 100 million, how much is Rashford worth because he's English? I'd say Rashford's probably worth about 70 million now. Would anyone argue with that? I'd say he's worth 70 million. A fair price. That doesn't mean you wouldn't get more than that. But I'd say he's worth 70 million, yeah. Yeah, comfortably. The Football Geek says, what about our outgoing situation? I think I spoke about this either at lunchtime or last night. It's a very good question, but I think Manchester United won't be dealing with outgoings till they've dealt with the ingoings. So I think probably around July time we'll start to see people going. Although I would expect something from Rooney soon because they're back in training in early July. Somebody just said there, are you worried about Pogba in China? No. I think any footballer who is in there, who is under 30, who goes to China, is a disgrace, to be honest. I know it's about money, but come on. Surely you earn a very good living in football as it is. Surely you want to win the best prizes. Dazza7, do you see a bright future for Martial? I hope I do. I believe in his talent, but I think this next season at United, hopefully at United, I'd be stunned if we got rid of him. This next season for him is massive. If he has a season next season like he's just had, then even I would say he probably needs to move on, regretfully. If he can get back to anything like I know he can play next season, I think Martial's got a very bright future. But he cannot be sold this summer. That would be... I would not agree with Mourinho on that on any level. That would be wrong. You can't sell Martial and keep Lingard. It's just a joke. Travis says play Rooney up front. He's still world class. I have to disagree with you, mate. Juan Jose Major Murillo says, what if your son is a Man City or a Liverpool fan? Wash your mouth out with soap and water. Under what circumstances do you think a son of mine is going to get an opportunity that he can come up to me and decide he supports Liverpool or Man City? 1, it would never happen. 2, if it did happen, he would be forced not to support those clubs. I'd rather he took up ballet than support Liverpool or Man City, to be honest. And I've got nothing against ballet, but I'd rather he was a footballer. Jack Berry makes a good question here. He says, Mark, do you think Morata, Lindelof and Perisic really could be the difference? I think they could be the signings. Could they be the difference? Well, of course they could. I know they're not necessarily the most glamorous signings, but when you look at those 3 signings, they are in positions we need to sign players. They are consistent players, and they do improve us in areas we need to improve. Number 9, centre-back, and a bit of width. So I think they would improve us. Would they improve us from 6th to Premier League winners? I think is the more relevant question. As I've said so many times, look, I can do it for you. If that was the team with Perisic, Morata and Lindelof in it, can that team win the title? Yes, it can, because Leicester won the title and that team's better than Leicester's team. But I just feel when I look at that it misses a marquee signing. It really does. So yes, but it does improve us. But I do think we've got to make a marquee signing, and I'm not saying that just because we're Manchester United and we need to make a marquee signing. I just think that this summer, as I said, and this would be my tagline for the show, if this summer we look at our signings and they don't include people that are very good that have moved, then they've got to move. So if Aubameyang does leave Dortmund, Mbappe does leave Monaco, Ronaldo did leave Madrid, and we don't get one of those players, then I think it's a failure in the transfer window. What about a swap? Perisic for Martial? No way. No way. I mean, for 1, Perisic is 28 and Martial's in his early 20s. For 2, Martial is a much better player than Perisic. No way. Some people saying that team's not good enough to win it. Maybe I'm a little bit good. Will Bit Elon says, is this a full-time Devils spin-off? If you're new, Will, subscribe, get involved. Got a fantastic community here on the United Stand. I can categorically tell you we're not a spin-off of anybody because I've never watched any of the other channels. I'm sure they do a good job, but we're not a spin-off. The United Stand is 100% unique because it's real football fans talking to real football fans and saying it how it is. We don't play for likes. We just sit and talk about football, and that's the success of the channel, and that's how it works. So what I would say to you, as per usual, absolutely brilliant on the comments again. It's nice just to be able to sit down and talk about football, and I really appreciate it. So remember to drop a like on the video. We will be back tomorrow night at 8:30 with the Sunday night live show. I don't know who my guests are, but we'll get a couple on. But as long as you lot are all there on the live comments, that's what matters the most. And there will be some sort of show in the day. It's normally a transfer show. Might do a ramble with Robbie. Should we do a ramble with Robbie? Because it's going to be a scorcher tomorrow. Let's do a ramble with Robbie tomorrow morning because it's going to be a scorcher. That'd be good. And obviously we will go live if there is any transfer news. And there's got to be something. There's got to be something with United soon because there's no reason why there isn't anything, if you know what I mean. There's no reason. There's no international games going on that really involve people like Perisic. Morata's meant to be going on a honeymoon very soon. So I think there will be something with United very soon. Mourinho loves to get his business done early. So let's see what happens. Thanks everyone for watching. It's Saturday night. Get out and enjoy it. Watch a film. Watch a bit of porn. Whatever floats your boat. But thanks everyone for watching. Lots of you watching again. Remember to drop a like. Remember, if you're new, subscribe to the channel and just keep getting involved with what is a fantastic community. It really is. I think the United Stand is just going from strength to strength, and it's all to do with the fact that it is real fan opinion, and you lot drive it. So keep that foot down on the pedal, and we'll just keep buying the petrol, and let's see how far we can go. Oh, that is. You've got to admit that was good. That was a good analogy. But also Monday night 8:30 is the Skype show for you to call in. But thanks for all the questions, and I shall speak to you very soon. Thanks.